So, for the first time in a long time, Fee Collier actually kind of cooked
Angel Reese hit the court, and reality hit back even harder. One preseason game in, and the Lynx handed her an L so cold, it felt like frostbite. Shots clanged off the rim, defense swarmed from every angle, and somewhere in the midst of the chaos, Reese's confidence packed its bags and left. Was it just first game jitters, or did the WNBA just say, "Welcome to the league, rookie, now take a seat"? Either way, it wasn't the start she had envisioned, but it's the one we can't look away from. So, what went wrong? Let's break it down.
You know what I love watching? I love watching her highlights of missing shots. She's got to be the worst shooter you've met in your life.
It's officially panic mode in Chicago. Well, at least in the Angel Reese is the future fan club. After 2 preseason games that felt more like a cringeworthy high school tryout than the debut of a WNBA rookie, Reese might want to check if her crown is still under warranty. While Caitlin Clark is out here effortlessly breaking ankles and launching logo threes like it's a casual practice, Reese is just trying to find the rim without picking up a foul or losing a rebound to Camila Cardoso. Spoiler alert, she's losing both.
Before a game or after a game or during practice for real, you rarely ever hear from Angel Reese. And my question is why? Why don't you like to talk basketball, Angel? Is it because you missed so many layups?
Let's be brutally honest. Angel Reese's preseason performance was, at best, generously underwhelming. She managed a modest 10 points against the Lynx, shooting just 2 for 8 from the field. That's right, 2 buckets in 25 minutes. 1 basket for every 12.5 minutes on the court. If that trend holds, someone better start handing out juice boxes for participation, because this isn't the domination fans were promised. 3 rebounds. Cool, if you're a shooting guard. But when you're the so-called paint bully, and you get outboarded by your own teammate, who just showed up, yeah, that's a little awkward.
Talk about Angel Reese missing out on these press conferences all the time. What is this really about? Here's a girl, right, who loves to be in everybody's face, loves to be on front center, right? Always on TikTok, always on Instagram, always on YouTube with her podcast, but never during press conferences before a game or after a game or during practice for real. You rarely ever hear from Angel Reese. And my question is why? Why don't you like to talk basketball, Angel? Is it because you missed so many layups? You're so bad at basketball for real?
Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is having a completely different preseason experience. She came out swinging, like she thought it was the finals, dropping dimes, draining threes, and running the court like she owns it. Her team, the Indiana Fever, dropped 108 points in a game that ended quicker than Angel Reese could rack up a 4th foul. Clark was running the offense like a seasoned vet, while Reese was still trying to figure out where she fits, somewhere between off-ball decoy and enthusiastic cheerleader.
Correct me if I'm wrong here. I thought Angel Reese was responsible for elevating the WNBA dump. I thought Angel Reese was responsible for taking the dump and turning it into an unmonetizable turd. Now, to her credit, it is a nicely polished turd. It almost looks appealing. Almost. Of course, it's still not appealing enough to generate profit, but I guess the WNBA is taking baby steps. I mean, what's one more year of multi-million-dollar losses? I thought Angel Reese was the star of stars, the icon of icons. That's what the mainstream media keeps telling me. Headline at Forbes from last month. How Angel Reese and A'ja Wilson are leading the WNBA's growth.
But here's the real kicker, Camila Cardoso. Yes, the other rookie on the sky, the one who isn't starring in Reebok ads or hopping on podcasts every 3 days. Cardoso. She's quietly slipping into that power forward role like she was born for it. 13 points, 9 rebounds, and a whole lot of excuse me, Angel, I'll take that board energy. She's snatching up the rebounds that used to be Reese's bread and butter. Now, it's Cardoso doing the grocery shopping, cooking the meal, and still getting the leftovers, while Reese is stuck with the check.
It's a smooth 6'3", and jump like that, grab him, rim, and dunk him. Let's be honest, that's bounce for a girl. That's bounce. Now, some of y'all are probably wondering why I said she could dunk. I mean, obviously, Shorty can't dunk now. We see the game, she barely get off the ground. She's getting like an inch off the ground. Anyway, The reason for that is she had a big injury in her leg a long time ago. Now she has a metal rod in her leg.
So let's tally this up. Caitlin Clark is gliding into the WNBA regular season like she's been here for years, lighting up scoreboards and making defenders question their entire existence. Angel, on the other hand, is still trying to figure out how to shoot 25% from the field without causing an audible groan every time she touches the ball. As if the preseason wasn't already a sobering wake-up call, the league had the audacity to schedule the Sky's season opener against, wait for it, Caitlin Clark's Indiana Fever. Oh yes, Saturday is the showdown we've all been waiting for. It's the heavyweight clash, except one side's been training with a punching bag, and the other's been, well, punching air. Caitlin versus Angel was supposed to be the rivalry of the decade, but so far, it's looking more like a one-woman show, with Caitlin doing everything short of selling popcorn during timeouts. Meanwhile, Reese is giving us unintentional comedy, missing easy shots, letting her defender waltz into the paint, and looking completely stunned when Cardoso snags yet another rebound she thought was hers by divine right.
I wonder why you have the least amount of fans showing up in attendance at your games. That all has something to do with it. You're not relatable. You're not likable. People only hear from you when you showing half off, your body, or you're showing off what you're wearing, right? Trying to make a fashion statement. You're showing off your new weave. It's so unbelievable. You're showing off your new lashes, right? But you don't talk basketball.
It's not just bad. It's starting to feel personal. Reese has to be feeling the pressure. Imagine hyping yourself up as the face of the next generation, only to have your own teammates show you what real paint dominance looks like. Cardoso is swooping in on those cherry-picked layups that Reese used to feast on in college, treating them like buffet samples. Except this isn't LSU anymore, and the WNBA doesn't hand out participation trophies. Cardoso's hustle, positioning, and efficiency are practically screaming, "You might have the followers, but I've got the fundamentals." And you can bet Reese knows it. She's watching Caitlin Clark become the league's most talked-about player overnight. She's watching Cardoso rise to become the Sky's inside anchor, while she's stuck in the middle, too inefficient to be the scorer, not dominant enough to be the rebounder, and way too visible to hide behind the bench. But hey, it's only preseason, right? Sure, except now the real games are about to start, and Angel's stat line is starting to look more like an awkward footnote than a rookie resume.
The Forbies, Angel Reese is arguably the biggest star in the WNBA because she has more social media followers than everyone else. But like I say all the time, popularity on social media, that does not equate to the...
And we haven't even touched on what happens when Caitlin starts torching the Sky defense with one-legged fadeaways while Reese is getting benched for picking up 2 quick fouls in the first 5 minutes. Saturday's game has all the ingredients of a reality check. Caitlin Clark's poised to put on a clinic, and Angel Reese is walking into this game with a chip on her shoulder the size of a press conference, but not the good kind of chip. The kind that screams, "I'm overcompensating because things aren't going the way I thought." It's almost poetic. The rivalry was built on college hype, magazine covers, and Instagram stories. But in the pros, it's being decided by court spacing, pick-and-roll switches, and, well, actually making your shots. Caitlin's transition has been smooth, like a well-practiced piano recital. Angel's transition, more like tripping over the bench while trying to tie her shoes. Let's not forget, this isn't some rookie jitters situation. Reese has played 2 full games now. That's enough of a sample size to realize that maybe, just maybe, dominating under 6 feet 4 inches freshmen in the NCAA isn't quite the same as facing off against seasoned WNBA veterans who know exactly how to expose your every flaw. And if she thought she had breathing room before, Cardoso just locked that door and threw away the key. Every minute Cardoso spends out playing Reese is a minute Reese isn't earning in the rotation. And in the WNBA, that's how narratives shift. Fast.
Folks, the Chicago Sky Game 1 of the preseason was underway last night. Angel Reese looked pretty good, but we're going to get into that momentarily. On the negative side, Angel Reese fans, LSU fans, all of you who tell us, "Oh my God, what a big superstar."
You have to wonder what the team is thinking right now. Sure, the marketing folks are probably still posting glam shots of Reese and Sky Blue. But the coaching staff, they are likely having some late-night meetings that sound a lot like, "So, about the starting lineup." Reese needs a miracle on Saturday. She needs to show up and remind everyone why she was the biggest name in women's college hoops last year. But if her preseason is any indication, Caitlin Clark might not just outplay her. She might flat out humiliate her. Because the one thing Clark has that Reese doesn't right now is consistency. Caitlin brings it every night. Angel. She brings drama, a few missed layups, and maybe a couple of rebounds if Cardoso decides to be generous. This isn't preseason anymore. The curtains are coming up, the lights are bright, and Angel Reese had better pray she remembers her lines. Or Caitlin's about to turn this into a one-woman show.
Can we know how you felt about your play out there? You're 2 for 8. Can we know how you feel about your new role, supposedly being a point forward? Ain't no damn point forward. A point forward is a person that actually create shots for others, easy buckets for others. That's what a point guard. Caitlin Clark don't just pass the ball down to Leah Boston and she turn around and make a layup and get an assist. She don't just get those kind of assists where she really didn't have nothing to do with getting Camila Cardoso or one of her players an easy basket. She not getting nobody no easy baskets. It's all off the execution of the play. Whether somebody cut back door and she make a good pass. She can make good passes, but a point forward is somebody who actually orchestrates the offense.